Hi there and welcome to the Behaviour Shift. This edition is called Hell Yeah or Nah Meh, and it's all about transforming into a high performance culture. A little bit more about the Behaviour Shift. This is where I share insights and strategies to elevate leadership and workplace performance. I'm Luke Fenwick, a leadership coach with 25 years of experience helping organisations unlock their team's full potential. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this edition of the Behaviour Shift. So anyway, as I said, culture of hell yeah or culture of nah meh. Before I begin, I just want to share some important stats with you. You know I love stats. This is the reason why I write and create these articles. So this is from Gallup, and it says organizations with high-performing teams see a 41% lower absenteeism rate and a 59% lower turnover rate. So this impacts not only people saying that, hey, I can't come to work today, but it impacts people leaving the organization. The high-performing culture. High-performing teams are 17% more productive than their lower-performing counterparts. That's 17% more productive. Research by McKinsey says that organizations with high-performing teams are 1.5 times more likely to report higher innovation and successfully implement new processes or solutions. And the Australian Institute of Management, AIM, reported that high-performing teams lead to 25% higher productivity and can drive 37% higher sales performance. So if you're going to have a team, you want a high-performing team. You want to create a high-performing culture. So with those stats, now I have your attention. I want you to think about this. It's early spring in Melbourne. The sun is out and the scent of blooming flowers fill the air. I'm hitting the road and I'm heading towards the office of a small to medium organisation in the health space. The purpose of this little road trip, you might ask? I'm facilitating a workshop that I've created called Achieving Peak Performance. It's designed for teams focusing on enhancing collaboration, engagement, communication, and performance. The workshop essentially helps to create a roadmap towards a high-performance culture, a roadmap for not only leaders, but the wider group to execute. And I love doing this workshop so much. Why? Well, because it's an inspiring session of aspirational conversations about what it takes to be the best, plus, and importantly, it has achievable actions to execute. However, I want to offer you this little reminder. High performance teams, it's such a buzzword, it's such a buzz phrase because every CEO or managing director wants their team to be achieving high performance, right? Like, makes absolute sense. But let's be real, not every team has a clear path to obtain that status. The reason every organization isn't riding the wave of peak performance all year round, well, companies struggle because of common pitfalls like poor communication, lack of alignment on goals, or ineffective leadership. Not to mention talent that just isn't up to the task and is only after a paycheck with minimal effort given. And this means lower than desired results and eventual loss of the top talent, because top talent wants to be in a dynamic workplace. They want to be in a high-performing culture. But this is not professional sports, and often in the corporate world, senior people leading the organization get excited about comparing business to sports. Often it's inspired by a keynote speaker at a lavish conference or because they grew up passionately supporting a chosen sporting club. Makes perfect sense, but unfortunately, I feel this can be a very big mistake. And I'll tell you why. Professional sporting organizations are often full of people that are elite in their field. They've spent their entire lives working on their craft and dedicate most of their waking hours preparing to play, actually playing, reviewing the play, or resting to play. Often those athletes are paid very, very well for their services. I know this because I worked in a professional sporting organization and have seen the difference between tall guys with skills versus the elite, the high-performing, the championship-winning mindset, that killer on-court attitude. Chances are your organization doesn't have the same commitment as the above professional sporting club, and trying to view your teams the same way can be unhelpful as the motivations and engagement aren't the same. But it's absolutely possible to make massive improvements. So what's a hot tip for you here? So during the hiring process, always dig into the big reasons as to why the applicant wants to join your organization. Does this align with what truly matters to your business? Also spend time talking about values, both personal and organizational. Is there a healthy connection? People not aligned with the company vision, mission, and values will never be an ideal fit. And I mean ideal fit, not an okay fit. So 5 key questions to evaluate whether your organization is fostering a high-performance culture or slipping into mediocrity. These questions can be used today to check the current state of play. So sit down with a mix of leadership, senior team members, and new starters to get a wide-ranging set of feedback. This can be then used to create a where to from there, i.e. we're doing a good job, need to stay focused, versus we need a plan of action today. So the first question, how aligned are we with our mission and vision each day? Number 2, second question, do we hold ourselves and each other accountable for outcomes without exception? Number 3, how well do we communicate and collaborate across departments? Number 4, are we continuously learning and improving, or are we repeating the same mistakes? And number 5, are we comfortable with candid conversations even when they're difficult? Right. So you might be going, okay, these are great questions, but what is a high performance culture? So having absorbed a plethora of articles and listened to countless hours of podcasts on high performance, there are essential elements, and these themes keep appearing. Those in a high performance culture are dedicated to the cause of the organization, its mission, vision, and results. They hold themselves and each other accountable. High performance cultures will adopt and relish the process of testing, learning, applying, and adjusting over a long period of time to be better. They will put the team first and ego last when it matters. They will communicate clearly and have candid conversations to make progress. And they will perform at high levels over a long period of time. Their habits are top notch, not a flash in time. In the session I conducted, I use all of these words to engage with key stakeholders to create an organization-specific definition for high performance, such as this one. Our team is dedicated to the cause, the organization's mission, vision, and values via the process of testing, learning, applying, and adjusting over a long period of time. They put team results above personal glory. So a question for you. How would you describe a high-performance culture that is suitable for your organization to work towards? What will resonate with who your team is right now and into the future? Right. So key questions for the team to help define the right ways to behave in a high-performance culture. So these are the questions that they can ask each other. So first one, how do we get anywhere in life? Well, let me break it down this way. We map out the steps, actions, and habits to get there. So how do we get the right steps, actions, and habits? We ask the right questions. So how does a team become a high-performance culture? It's exactly the same way. They keep asking the right questions. So these questions can be asked to help get clarity as to what success looks like. These questions enable the team to start to articulate with each other, this is how we will do things around here. So these are the questions that you can ask. How will a high-performance team support, collaborate, and work with each other? Another question, how will the high-performance team decide what's critical versus nice to have? How will the high-performance team decide and set goals? How will the high-performance team manage different views and ideas? How will they challenge comfort levels and drive ongoing improvement? And the bonus question is, what does the team need from leadership going forward to thrive? I love this. Leaders, you've got to ask this of your teams. What do you need from us in order to thrive? Really important, and don't be afraid to take that on board. So the next part of the article was, what can you do to turn words into action? So towards the end of the workshop, there are usually sticky notes everywhere. There's sheets of butcher's paper and whiteboards full of information. The conversations have an edge of excitement and enthusiasm as to what has been shared and is being created. Some of the team will already have started to create their own personal plans to bring the session to life in the workplace. I like the end of the session forming a powerful and personal 3-point plan, as it's important to bind the catchy one-liners and ziggers together and achieve actions. So I ask this, What are you willing to do to create a high-performing team? Why does this matter to you? Then I ask the group this: for you to personally help foster a high-performing culture, what will you do? What will you stop doing this week? What will you start doing tomorrow? And then I ask them, I want you to share your number one priority to achieve in the next 4 months. So everyone writes their thoughts down on a brightly colored sticky note, and we go around the room and share them. One by one, we hear the personal plans that will drive the business forward. Words becoming actions. So what does the high performance workshop look like? Well, it's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. So the session can be run for about 3 to 5 hours. It's suitable for teams from 20 to about 100 people. The flow looks like this. So at the very, very start, we do this energy check-in of the group. People close their eyes and they put their hands up, giving me an indication on how the group is feeling. Then we talk about the company values and we discuss about the current state of play. So are they being lived and breathed? We define high performance. We talk about what high performance behaviors are. We discuss the roadblocks to success. We have breakout groups to create achievable actions for the organization to work towards becoming a high performing culture. This is really important, drives engagement, gets that creative juices flowing. And then at the end, we have these personal plans, the goals and the habits. So you might say, okay, I understand what the workshop looks like. What impact will the workshop make? Well, the workshops will absolutely have a number of outcomes for the team. It'll build collaboration and communication. It'll help gain clarity on important topics sitting just below the surface. It will define a roadmap forward towards a higher level of performance. It'll uncover challenges or misalignment in the team that create these roadblocks. This is so important. It'll allow leadership to articulate the vision for success and engage with the team on how they can help get the group there, and will gain buy-in from the group on the plan. So, conclusion. I want you to think about your current team. Are they a hell yeah or a nah meh group of people when it comes to performance? High performance cultures aren't built overnight, but with the right roadmap and leadership, your team can move closer to their peak capabilities. It starts with asking the right questions, developing the right habits, and creating a culture that fosters accountability and excellence. Right now, the year is coming to an end. You either are frantically trying to close the year strong, preparing to charge forward in 2025, or trying to get the teams back on track after a period of spot fires have been halting progress. So don't let mediocrity take hold or linger any longer. Never forget, organizations with higher performing teams are 41% likely to have lower absenteeism and 59% lower turnover. High performing teams are 17% more productive than those that are low performing. High performing teams are 1.5 times more likely to report higher innovation and successfully implement new processes or solutions. If you are ready to lead that change, let's talk about how my high performance workshop can make it happen. So a little bit more about me. I am a life and leadership coach and behavior strategist with over 25 years of real world experience across industries like retail, luxury brands and professional sports. I specialize in supporting organizations and people leaders to pursue their potential with a focus on the next generation of leadership. If you're interested in learning more about leadership development, or if you'd like me to work with your teams on topics such as peak performance or mindset or agility and discipline, reach out to me and we can set up a free exploratory call. I'm Luke Fenwick. This was the Behaviour Shift. This was all about hell yeah or nah meh, transforming into high performance culture. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this today. I know you're busy. I know you've got a lot on. I hope you have a few achievable actions out of this. Take care. Be well. See you soon. This is Luke Fenwick. Bye for now.